It's shocking for me to see all this equipment here. So seeing this tank is bringing up a lot of emotions for me. I was a driver in Desert Storm, and our very first attack, I had to leave open the hatch, just how you see it here, because it was broke, and I was afraid that if we got hit, I wouldn't be able to get out. Driver here, one, you're by yourself, and you have three crewmen in the turret. So for me today, I'm here because it's very personal. I am an American, living in Russia for 12 years. I was in the US Army for 4 years. I was in war for 6 months, Desert Storm. My MOS was 19 Kilo, which is a Abrams crewman. I was a driver for 3 years, and then I was promoted to corporal, and I was a gunner for 1 year. I was in Desert Storm for 6 months. So for me today, I'm here because it's very personal. I will show you other equipment that's here, but for me, this is what's important. This brings back a lot of memories. A lot of memories. Hello, my name is Daniel Bosworth. My friends call me the Boz. My channel is about an American veteran living in Russia, my experiences with raising my children, working and living. Welcome to Moscow Settlers. It's over 30 years since I've seen an Abrams this close. So I would like to tell you a little bit about my story, and I'm just to be honest, my feelings are very mixed because I'm an American and now I'm a Russian citizen also. My wife is Russian, my children, we all have Russian passports, we all have American passports, and never in my lifetime would I never would have thought of seeing this equipment in Moscow. It's heartbreaking, really. But for me, it's very emotional because I was on this tank for 4 years, and yeah, I'm lost for words, really, guys. It's shocking for me to see all this equipment here. This one is bringing back a lot of memories. Oh boy. We had this tank in Desert Storm, and we had to pull out the 3 filters that would fill up with sand. We had to repair tracks daily. I'll post a picture of that. I was a driver in Desert Storm, and our very first attack, I had to leave open the hatch, just how you see it here, because it was broke, and I was afraid that if we got hit, I wouldn't be able to get out. So our very first ground attack, my hatch was open just like that. So we used to, with the turbine engines, you had a lot of heat coming from the back. So we used to warm up our food. If it was raining out, you get wet, you just stand behind the tank. There's a $2.5 million microwave. We would warm up our MREs right on that back grill. And then you have filters, three filters in the back there up top, and they used to fill with sand. So we'd have to take out the filters, clean out the sand in the compartment, clean the sand out of the filters. Wow. I still cannot believe that there's an Abrams tank in Moscow. All right. Well, we have a beautiful day today. And, you know, you'll see many videos online with this NATO expedition. This is my first time now, and it's been here. Eddie, how long is it here now?
About 3 weeks.
About 3 weeks. And to be honest, I really didn't want to come, because after I left the military, it took me many years to recover mentally and physically. So seeing this tank is bringing up a lot of emotions for me. So in Desert Storm, we had air cover. We had 3 A-10s with us whenever we needed. So we didn't really have to worry too much about being struck from the air, because as you know, the tops of the tanks, that's where the weakest part of the armor is. To be honest with you, in other conflicts where the M1 Abrams tank doesn't have air superiority, like where they could be struck from above, I really don't know how this tank will handle. And especially today with the technology, we have drones. I mean, I'm out of the service over 30 years. Wartime now, the battlefield now is totally different from when I was a soldier. So there are questions I just can't answer really on how this tank will operate when you have a threat coming from above, you know. Yeah, when you don't have air superiority, like, and you have enemy in the air, I don't know, you know, how this tank is going to compete. In Desert Storm, we own the air. We didn't have to worry about that. And we had 3 A-10s with us, tank busters with us, supporting us, you know. So it was it was over 30 years ago. It was a different battlefield. Now, today I can't even imagine being a soldier. There's so much that you have to watch for, be careful of. And in the desert, we had to change the track. In the desert, yeah, we'll post a picture of me replacing track. We had to do that quite often, actually. The track did not hold up to actually the desert. The sand was not, it wasn't soft. It wasn't soft sand. Say again?
Is that part of the track?
Yeah, that's part of the track, yeah.
Part of the track, right there.
I mean, my tank, the one I was in, we were hitting 53 miles an hour. It's like a Cadillac on tracks. I mean, the suspension, it's amazing. But depending on what you're driving on, and in the desert, we had to replace the track quite often. And it's not easy to do that. But I told Eddie earlier, I told people that our very first ground attack, my hatch was broken. So actually, I had to keep the hatch open just like that. So while we were attacking and being attacked, my hatch was open like that, which I was afraid if I closed it, that it might not open if we get hit, and then I would be stuck inside the tank. And yeah, so that was our
The realities of
well the night.
already.
Yeah, the night before our first attack, we had the mechanics come and they couldn't fix it. They had to wait for a part. So the next morning we got called out, and I had to leave the hatch open because I was deathly afraid of being trapped inside. Because you have the driver here, you're by yourself, and you have three crewmen in the turret. And the only way you can get out is if the main gun is over the front, or if the main gun is over the back. When the main gun's over the front, you can climb. You open the hatch, you climb out. If the main gun's over the sides, you're fucked. And if the main gun's over the back, then you climb out, you open the gate and you climb out through the turret. So for me, many years after service, after I got out of the service, it took me a while. I had some issues that I had to take care of because of being in war, mentally and physically. And that was one of them, claustrophobia, because being inside as a driver, it's tight quarters. And when you're under such anxiety and stress in war and you're afraid of being trapped in the tank, it's really difficult. And that's the tank commander's turret. That's a 50 caliber. The turret on the other side is where the loader can stand, and he has a 240. The main gun is 120, and then you have a 240 next to it for soldiers. My last year in the Army, I got promoted to corporal, and I became gunner. And I did a few Top Gun runs, and actually beat gunners that had many years of experience. And my very first time competing, I got 850 points out of 1,000.
Oh wow!
And as we were taking video, a Russian man, an older man, came up and spit on the tank. This is the emotions. You know, I'm American and I'm Russian, and I'm from America, lived there my life, and now I'm in Russia for 12 years, and I can tell you that Russian people like American people, and American people like Russian people. I have Russian friends and family in America. So many people cannot understand what's happening, what's going on. There's no need for it. Two beautiful countries, two strong countries that can help each other, work together like they have in the past. This is a BMP-1, an infantry vehicle. When we were in Desert Storm, Saddam Hussein, he had BMP-1s. And a lot of the crew didn't want to fight, and they would just leave. It was still running. I remember I opened up the back doors, AK-47s, the BMP was still running. But our mission at the time was to destroy all of his equipment. So that's what we did. Anytime we came across anything, we blew it up. He had the Republican Guard, which he had all his best equipment. At that time, I believe they had the latest Russian tank, which was the T-72. And the other units in the Iraqi army, they had the older tanks like the T-62, the T-64. But his Republican army had all the best equipment, so they were running. They were trying to save it. And some ran and just left the equipment running and left everything in it. Thank you for watching my video. Today I did a collaboration with Eddie from Moscow Photographer. I want to thank him tremendously for his help today because this is all new for me. I would really appreciate it if you clicked on his link below so you can watch his video that we did together as well. Thank you, and I'll see you at the next one.